Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your mid-March 2022 general love reading. This is your girl Mermaid Scales Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here. This is a general love reading for the Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or any other strong placement for the sign of Sagittarius. This will not resonate with every Sagittarius that watches this message, and because this reading is general, not every single message may be for you, so please only take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else who needs to hear that message. And if this reading is not for you at all, Sagittarius, I highly suggest checking out your other signs and different placements. Hi, cross watchers, you're very welcome here if you're interested in a Sagittarius. Who wouldn't be? I'd like to remind Sagittarius and cross watchers that energy is fluid, and this simply means you may feel like I'm describing a certain situation in the reading where you feel the roles are flipped or reversed, and that's completely okay. You are more than welcome to use your own discretion to flip those roles if that resonates with your specific situation the best. Alright Sagittarius, let's get this reading started. I will be using my sound bowl to clear and set the energy, so if you are listening to this using headphones or the volume's kind of loud right now, I do suggest turning it down a little bit just for this part because I don't want your ears to hurt. So let's get this started. Alright, so let's see what's happening for my Sagittarians from now till the end of month in love and romance. Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, anyone dealing with the Sagittarius? What is the energy that is surrounding Sagittarius? Ooh, forgiving and learning. And it says, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. I feel that someone wants to apologize to you, Sagittarius. Someone has something to say. I almost feel this as being a confession. I almost feel this as being something that someone regrets, whatever they did, whether this is someone from your past or even currently right now in the relationship. I don't know. I feel that someone wants to start over again. Someone wants to start again. I don't know. Something along those lines here. And the letter F is standing out to me. F as in like Fiona, Felipe. First, middle, last initial could mean something to someone. Someone wants your forgiveness, Sagittarius. Someone is very sorry for something they did, something they didn't do. Let's see. Tell me more. Got the energy. Ooh, balance. Interesting. And it says one person is giving too much in this relationship. Okay, yeah, I mean, Sagittarius, this is kind of what it feels like. I feel some of you haven't had enough with someone's back and forth, with someone's, just not doing enough in this to keep you feeling like you are enough, that this is enough. This connection is something that means something to this person. You feel like you're not a priority in this person's life. You feel like there's so much more you could be experiencing in love and romance that this person hasn't given to you. And you're wondering if there's more out there for you, more for you to experience with some other people who may be not leaving you hanging. I almost feel like this person could have ghosted you, and they're coming back with some sort of excuse as to why they ghosted you. But I don't know, it feels more like someone feels you pulling away, someone feels like you're starting to get bored or getting over the connection, and they're doing like some attempt to keep you back. But the problem was that this person wasn't doing anything. This person wasn't doing enough. And so the second you start walking away, the second you start pulling away, that's when they want to do much. I don't know. Let's go ahead and see what the tarot has to say. Tell me more about this situation happening. Ooh, okay. Five of Cups. Scorpio energy. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. You could have Scorpio in your chart. Does not have to be the case in order for this reading to resonate. Let's keep going. Wow, yeah. Okay, Sagittarius. Bottom of the deck, we have the Star card. So this is Aquarius energy. What I feel with this is that, yeah, I feel this is what hurts the most, is that you really felt something special here. You felt like this was going to be the one, that things were looking up, but I feel that this isn't the first time you felt this way with this person. This feels like a continuous thing, but the last time, this sort of situation happened that made you guess the connection, made you guess the relationship. They put their heart out there. They said, I promise I'm going to change. I promise I'm going to do it all, do anything it takes. You'll see it. You'll believe it. And it got your hopes a bit up. I definitely feel, though, why they don't want to lose you. With the Star card, for me in love readings, it's always someone that's just so special. Someone who is a rare find, that has a unique energy, unlike anyone they've kind of dated, connected with before. Someone who leaves a mark in someone's life. And I feel, Sagittarius, this has all been making sense now that you're not reaching out, now that you're not putting yourself forward, you're not making the initiative, the effort. I think they're really starting to see everything that they can lose in this. Someone could have a star tattoo, just putting that out there as well. But yeah, I feel that you had so much hope for this, but now it's starting to dim. Now it's starting to kind of fall away, and it could be something that they did that made you lose hope in this situation. But for most of you, I kind of feel, yeah, this is how they see you, is that rare find, that unique quality in person. But some people just don't know what to do with the good in their life. They take it for granted. They take it as it's always going to be in my life no matter what. So I might as well try new things. I might as well do what I want to do because it's always going to be there. But they're really quickly realizing that is not the case. You guys could have met at night, at a night out, and a party, an event where it was like nighttime outside. Just seeing that for someone. So let's get right into it. The dead center of this is the Five of Cups. Scorpio energy, like I said, disappointment, regret, a huge emotional loss here for someone. I feel both of you are feeling this for different reasons. I feel, Sagittarius, again, like they got your hopes up for nothing, you kind of feel. They're the same. They didn't change. They haven't changed. But others of you, I feel like there was something that really disappointed you. With the Knight of Wands crossing this, I wonder if they're flirtatious. I wonder if they give their attention elsewhere to people who, smile their way, wink their way, and all of a sudden, like, they're all towards that. They're easily distracted. They're easily persuaded. I feel for others of you, this is the regret they have around the thought of losing you, the thought of, you not being there anymore. I do feel like someone has been crying in this situation. It could be both of you, but I feel it's them, honestly, because I feel you have been gone. I feel it was even the beginning of March, you walked away or you left the situation. And I feel that you told them, you called them out completely. And it made them feel ashamed. It made them feel guilty. And they haven't been the same since you left, since you walked away. They haven't been doing great. They haven't been doing well. What's crossing this is the Knight of Wands. Sagittarius energy. Some of you could possibly be dealing with another Sagittarius or someone with Sagittarius in their big three, their Venus. Doesn't have to be. So yeah, for some of you, this is telling me why. There was a player, a playette, someone who wanted to be free, wanted to be independent, but told you something else to keep you around. But really that wasn't their intention at all at the time. This person pursues things that they find as attractive, hot, and if someone gives them enough attention, they'll give it a chance. Others of you, yeah, I feel, Sagittarius, when you left, again, you gave them you humbled them with whatever you left said. That was like a final message, your final say. And then it's like, even after that, they try to text you over and over again. They try to call you, but you've been ignoring them. You just like dropped it like it was hot, and you just went on to the next. You moved out of their place, or if you had their things, you packed up your things and you made sure nothing was left for them to use it as an excuse to like call you back or to say you left this here, or anything like that. You're gone for good is kind of what it's looking like here for them. And that it's hard to get your attention back. I don't know, maybe they've been trying to like your pictures on social media. They've been trying to, react to your stories or send Snapchats, but you've been ignoring them. It feels like that. And it feels like you moved on already so quickly. And I think they kind of know that they have some sort of responsibility for that. Some of you even moved, even left, or just went on a trip that you're just gonna stay away from this person, I guess. You went on a weekend getaway with your friends or something to get your mind off of this person, for some of you. Or you've been going out a lot more with your friends so you can get your mind off of this person. And they've been seeing it. If you blocked them, they still made accounts, or they still use their friends' accounts to look on your account, right? But yeah, for a lot of you, this is why you left. The player-playette energy, the never being able to stay true to you, stay committed to you. And I think they just took everything lightly. They didn't think it was going to happen, that you would actually leave for whatever reason. What's crowning this is the Ace of Wands. So fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Yeah, if you guys have recently started to be this, single, putting yourself out there to attract, posting thirst traps, really sexy pictures, man, they've been taking notice, okay? They see exactly what they're missing out on. And you're still, looking good. You've been posting really sexy pictures, specifically. And they see other people commenting on it, liking it, heart face, eye emojis, and they're jealous. They're definitely jealous. And they want a new start. They want a new beginning. They want to bring that flame and that fire back, because I do think that there was strong sexual chemistry between the two of you. They definitely save your pictures for later use, okay? I'm just going to leave that there. This is YouTube, up to your imagination, right? But yeah, I think they just want this new start. They want this new beginning. And even so, like, I'm not seeing the Page of Swords, but I feel like because they don't have access to you anymore, with this like Ace of Wands and with this Five of Cups, like the only way they keep track of you is through online. And again, like I said, if you block them, they have access still somehow. If you set your account on private, they use their friend's account. If you don't have social media, they re-look at your pictures that you guys have taken. And I'm even seeing a picture with a tongue out. I don't know. They saved it. I don't know if it was between you two. Just saying. But yeah, I feel they want a new beginning and want a new start. They want it to be where it was. But how can it be, right? How can it go back to where it was when you first started talking, when you had full trust in them? You were just as excited. You were just as passionate. Reading this is the Six of Swords. Aquarius energy. Yeah, Sagittarius, they have this like gut feeling that you truly are moving on this time around. And they didn't want to believe it. They thought you were going to come back. They thought you would call them back, message them back. But it's making it every day you don't respond, every day you don't reach out, it's making it more clear to them that you really are getting over this, that you really are moving away from this, that you're changing your mind about this, and that it's going to be really hard to convince you elsewise. They just wonder if you even still think about them, think about what you two have. I don't know. In some way, they're kind of, it feels this way. And again, it's not for everyone, but it feels like they are centering themselves around this whole situation of what fell apart. As in, like, you know, they just didn't give me enough time. I was going to do this eventually. They didn't wait long enough. They should have, you know, they should have heard me out type of thing. But instead, they're kind of viewing you as just, you just didn't give them a chance and you just moved on from this when really you gave them more than enough chances. I saw that with the Star card. I see that with the Five of Cups. You know, and that's what hurts so much, is that you really did try. But it's almost as if now, Sagittarius, you're kind of viewing the situation as, I just can't anymore. I can't put myself through this pain anymore. Through the pain of just waiting and hoping and it not changing. I'll make that change. And I'm taking the steps to make that change. And you really have been ignoring them and trying to ignore them. And it has been messing them up in big ways, but I mean, I don't blame you for it. Maybe that's the way they could really get the picture here. Is that you try to be patient, you try to hold your tongue, you try to wait it out, but now it's the tough love process that's giving them the hint. But you had to move away in this situation. You had to walk away for your own mental health, for your own mental stability and peace. In the recent past, we have the Hanged Man, Pisces energy. You know, Sagittarius, to be honest, what I feel with this is that it took you a really long time to really get it and see it for what it was, this whole situation. And it had to, you know, you had to be put in this uncomfortable situation to fully realize their true colors. And when it happened, you know, whatever situation happened that was the final straw that gave you so much disappointment and hurt, you didn't see it until then. You know, you always gave them the excuse, the benefit of the doubt. But it wasn't until that situation happened that flipped your whole world upside down, you really saw it. And maybe it wasn't all, you know, I'm not putting blame per se, but maybe you wearing the rose-colored glasses, it was because they kept telling you and giving you these false promises and these false hopes. And I also feel, Sagittarius, some of you may have been afraid to be alone again, especially if this was like a relationship, a committed relationship. Like the thought of being alone was kind of scary. Like when you're committed to someone, when you have feelings for someone for so long, it's kind of weird to think of dating again, of, you know, being single again, not having someone just in your house or to call when things go off or wrong, to talk to, even if it's not the right person. It just feels weird when you think about the life of being alone again or being single again. And maybe that's what was putting you off from fully moving on from this. So hold on, I do want to clarify this this Hanged Man, excuse me. Tell me more about this Hanged Man. King of Swords, Aquarius energy. You know what, I was kind of looking at the imagery of this Hanged Man card, of this guy kind of looking like he has his stuff ready to come in. It's almost like when you first learned the truth of a situation, saw things clearly, you told them to get their crap, get their shit, or just like you're not going to talk to them anymore. You humbled the hell out of them. And then they tried to come over to fix things even though you told them not to come over. They literally, for some of you, like pulled up in your driveway and was thinking that they could stay the night and you guys could talk this out and work it out, but you rejected them. You closed the door. You said they weren't allowed to come in. I'm seeing that situation very clearly. Could also be a metaphor for kind of like what happened, right? It took you a while to see the truth of the situation, to see their true colors. And like also Sagittarius, like I don't, for some of you, I almost feel like this person kind of like teased you in some way. They'd always put it off as a joke, but it didn't feel like a joke. Some sort of backhanded compliments, some sort of snarky remarks that were hurtful. And you would say, wow, like that was rude. And then they'd have all these excuses. Oh, you're being too sensitive, and making you feel like you were the weird one when it wasn't the case at all. Bottom of the deck, the Nine of Cups. Pisces energy again. Yeah, Sagittarius, I feel that you made the decision to finally see things the way they were. And with the Nine of Cups, you did the, even though it took you a while to maybe separate yourself, to maybe break free, to break this off, you did what was best for you. And you weren't going to be persuaded anymore. I think by seeing the evidence of their actions over and over again, it's come to a point where it was inevitable, it was undeniable. But, if this is their energy, the Hangman, I feel that they've been sitting with their loneliness. They've been sitting with their shame, their regret, and I think something within them as the King of Swords energy has made them want to come back, come forward with the truth, with a reason. And hopefully they're thinking that reason is going to convince you or is going to persuade you to come back. Because what you need to know about this situation, about this person, about anything is the Hierophant. Taurus energy, Capricorn energy for me as a reader. They want to make this work. They want to have a relationship with you. They want to get back together with you. I hate to say it, but they're going to say the same thing. I'm going to change. I'll show you the change. I'll make the effort. I'll do it this time. How many times though? How many times have you been through this? And I feel like, what they're going to try to say, everything is in the hopes of getting back together with the Hierophant. Even for some of you, it could be fixing a marriage. That's their hopes in this. That's their highest expectation out of this, is to convince you to give this another shot and a go. And even if they have like the intentions of changing, can they really? It's easy to say when you're faced with losing what you want and what you want to have in your life, but when it comes to actually working for it, it just never seems like they did. And I almost feel like, Sagittarius, for some of you, if you are going through a breakup, they're going to make this a difficult one. Maybe they have been for the past few weeks or whenever this has all started. But they just don't want to believe it's over. They don't want to see that it's over. And in some way, they still are convinced that despite everything that has happened, this can still work. You guys are meant to be together in some way. Anyway, Sagittarius, to see the likely outcome of this situation, what they're likely to do, what's likely to happen and unfold in this situation by the end of the month, we're going to go ahead and take this to Vimeo for the extended reading. I'm going to overturn this card here to show you the likely outcome, show you what's likely to happen and unfold. And I'm also going to pull some oracle cards as well to dive deeper into this connection, to ask Spirit if there's anything else you need to know to give you more clarity on this situation. If you'd like to join me for the extended reading, open up the description box and you'll find the link to Vimeo, which will take you to the extended reading. But if this is where we depart, Sagittarius, I really hope that this has resonated with you in some way. It's given you clarity, insight, healing, and guidance in regards to your love life. If it has, please let me know. Drop a comment below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. I love you, Sagittarius, very much, and I'll see you next time. Take care, Sagittarius.